Hello.
Hello. Hello, goddesses.
It
How
is
are you?
Goddess Chat Wednesday.
It is. It is. We're talking about integration today,
Yeah,
right?
we are we're on our last week of our work with the Muses, and so this is the week that we're going to talk about how are you living what you have gained. Um when we started leaning into integration, I just felt called to look up the definition of spiritual integration. And as we posted on Monday, it says spiritual integration is about living the discoveries and gifts you attained rather than just thinking about them. Therefore, in essence, spiritual integration is a movement from the head to the heart and from the conceptual to the practical. It's self-actualization. So
Mm,
the reason we were called to have the last week of the 4-week journeys we're taking with these aspects of the goddess as integration is, our intention here with this group and the programming we're creating around it is that you are taking what we're talking about, sharing, exploring, and beginning to feel like you can actualize it, bring it into your life, utilize the tool, utilize the source of support to help you on your own spiritual journey and beyond. So today we're going to talk a little bit about integrating what we've gained through the Muses. So with that, um, I can share from me that it was I've always kind of understood that when ideas and inspiration come in, that's my guides helping me, or my angels, or whatever it may be. But actually being able to tap into a aspect of the goddess to support that has been kind of enjoyable as well. You can almost I've had these moments where I've in meditation envisioned myself dancing with them, singing with them, playing with them, and that's kind of where that creative, movement of energy started coming in. And so that's a little bit about how I feel like I've integrated working with these beautiful goddess aspects of the
mm.
Muses. And we talked about this earlier on when we first introduced the Muses. Is you see it in movies all the time. You're my muse. You're my muse. So it's really about understanding that anything that inspires you, anything that is kind of waking up a part of you, part of your soul, is that's the Muses working their magic. How about you?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I took it as an opportunity to think about those activities that are that I haven't really been doing, or maybe thought I don't really think about drawing or any of that type of thing, painting. I don't feel like that is one of my gifts, but I did kind of color a little bit and doodle at one time. I Journaling is definitely one of my go-tos, and I sat down. I hadn't really journaled in this way before, or in a long time, asking basically my intuition, what is it that I need to know?
Mm,
And the words trust the process, just
mm,
that word trust, and time came up. And I thought, and it's as funny as it is, those two ideas and concepts and those words have come out in a lot of things that I've been exploring in podcasts I've been listening to, and conversations I've
yeah.
been having, and all of that. So I'm thinking, okay, so that's worth exploring. Something I used to do when you talk about being inspired. Well, when I listen to music and I hear a song that I think, oh, I might like to learn how to play that. I have a beautiful piano. I don't play piano very well, but I have a beautiful piano. that never gets used. And there were a couple of songs on a playlist. I thought, you know what? I'm going to sit down and actually try to play this without
Mm,
the music and just
yeah.
like try to figure out the notes and everything. And I did. I figured out the intro to a song. However, it was readily apparent that our piano needs tuned. It was it needs a lot of work. So the sound that was coming out wasn't, I mean, it was okay, but it could have been nicer. And I just kind of had to laugh to myself because it reminded me that when I create, when I call in these things or whatever I'm called to express, doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah.
And it is uniquely me. And sometimes the instrument is just a little out of tune, you know? and me being the instrument, I can be a little out of tune sometimes, but that's okay. And going back to trusting the process
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
in
That's
whichever
so funny.
way.
That's so funny that that's what's in your mind because we've been watching some shows together, my husband and I, and there's a couple of instances where like a musical instrument will come out and they'll start playing it right away, and he'll be like, "Oh, so that guitar came directly out of that case and it was perfectly tuned."
Right,
And
right.
my musician of a husband's like he can't have that
Uh-uh.
willing
Oh,
suspension
no, no,
of
no.
belief. Like it has
Yeah.
to be real.
We we went last night to listen to some jazz at a
Mm,
local place that's very intimate. And
yeah,
it was a group that you could tell had been playing together for a while, because in jazz, it's a little different. You have to riff on each other. It helps to know each other's style and that sort of thing. I don't
yeah.
play jazz, but I do listen to it. And then it's kind of like open mic night. So then they
Mm,
invited these people that just came in.
right.
And it's funny because, yeah, well, I don't know how you tune a
I
trombone.
don't either.
I guess you can, but a saxophone, you, I know that you can tune those, but
Yeah, yeah,
it just them coming up and then trying to stay in sync and in the same key and it whatever. It was really interesting
yeah,
to
yeah.
witness, and it's not easy.
And I know for me that being in a place where there's live music, there's definitely inspiration that comes out of that as well. And that, so when we're talking about the muses, it's whatever's inspiring you that is, whatever it is that's firing you up or igniting something within you that you're like, wow, I really need to do that. And whether it's perfectly tuned or you're just finding your way through the dark, it's all in divine order. And you have support through us as a group, but also through that work with the aspect of the goddess, that the muses represent. So we'd love to hear how you are integrating and experiencing the gifts of these beautiful, majestic, fabulous goddess beings. And,
Yeah.
what maybe got inspired in you this month. We'd love to hear from you.
Yes, goddess.
So next week, we're moving on to a new goddess, even though it's still a January date on Monday. We are going to go ahead and move on into February's goddess focus of the month, which is Aphrodite.
Well, that's, how can I forget? She's my girl.
So get ready to tap into your sensuality, goddesses.
All the senses, all the senses.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So we will see you again next week, and we hope that this finds you having a blessed day.
Hmm.
We'll see you again soon. So it is.
Namaste. Yes, goddess.